Wendy Tabor-Buth, and I am a social worker and bereavement coordinator with Ethos Hospice in Fargo. I'm here just to talk with you a little bit today about something that from my childhood that sticks with me as we deal with these challenging times. And that's the phrase that my grandma used to say when she was faced with challenges or hardship in her life. And that phrase is, "This too shall pass." It's something that I heard her say often. She had lived through the Great Depression, the death of a child, financial hardship, and many, many health concerns. And this is something I would hear her say. But at that age, I didn't fully comprehend the meaning behind what she was saying. I knew her as just a loving grandmother who enjoyed visits from her grandchildren and welcomed us with a hug and cookies, and that's how I remember her. But if I could think of one word that would describe my grandmother, it would be resilient. She endured many, many hard times, and life can throw us both good and not so good things. And it's how we deal with that and cope with those things that makes a difference in our lives. The American Psychological Association describes resilience as the ability to get through trauma and adversity and hardship. It doesn't mean to be resilient doesn't mean that we have to be strong, or that we're not going, because we're resilient, we're not going to deal with difficult times or have pain or challenges or sadness in our lives. It just means that we have an innate ability to push through those things and come out on the other side, maybe a little bit better. But you might be asking, so life does deal us hard challenges and difficult times and painful things, and how do I latch on to this resilience? How do I manufacture that? And there are ways that you can tap into the resilience inside of you, especially now as we are dealing with COVID-19 pandemic. There are ways that we need to be extra aware of to help ourselves through these times that can be isolating and maybe cause us to feel feelings of depression and loneliness. So all the more important for us to take inventory of the tools we have in our toolbox to help us through this time. So I think the number one thing is to stay connected. Stay connected to those in your life that might be family or friends or your faith community or your coworkers. Stay connected to those people. And we might need to get a little bit creative on what that connectedness looks like. It might be frequent phone calls, sending out texts. It could mean sending a Facebook message or an email. But also, you remember what a pen and paper used to look like. We could write a letter to those people that live a distance away from us. But it's important to stay connected and to have that support from those you love. And also to remember that reaching out to others for help and support is a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. So I encourage you to do that. Other ways that you can help yourself in tapping into that resilience is to stay active and stay charged. So be mindful of your physical health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. Get your body moving each day. Go for a walk. Walk the stairs in your house. Do an exercise video. Anything that might create those endorphins in your brain to bring happiness into your life. So stay active. Watch what you eat, but it's also okay to indulge a little bit as well. Be hopeful. This is another thing. Be hopeful and optimistic. Let go of the things that you can't control. We can't control everything, and what we can't control, we can't worry about. You might consider starting a blessings journal, writing down those things that you are thankful for, and trying to see the positive in situations that might not feel so positive. Having a sense of hope and the ability to press forward. It's also important to have fun. Enjoy hobbies that you might have or activities that you might have interest in. Maybe it's time to start a new activity. I have to admit that I was flipping through the TV channels one day and I saw, you remember Bob Ross, the painter? My mother-in-law does a lot of his tutorials and paints very nicely. And I even thought about maybe breaking out my paintbrushes, but maybe knitting, maybe a craft, maybe it's indulging in a good book, but find something that energizes you and that you find contentment in. And just most of all, take care of yourself. Again, in these times of social distancing, it can be easy to feel so isolated and so depressed, and just reach in and tap into that hope that is within you and that is around you in your family and your friends. And don't be afraid to reach out to others when you feel that you have a need that needs to be met. I think that during these times, there are these sayings that we tap into as well, to get us through times like this. And one of those sayings is, this too shall pass. So in times like this, I do lean back onto my grandmother's wise words. And I hope that you have words of wisdom that you have carried with you from your elders. And we want you to take care. We want you to be well, and reach out for that help if you need it. Have a good day, everybody.